Hi guys, Kitru64 here, and today I'm coming at you with another collection update video. I did get one done last month, however, I had like a 4 or 5 month span where I just did not do any collection updates. So I've really got a backlog of stuff to go through. I'm going to go through a lot of stuff today. Some of this is stuff that I picked up a little bit earlier in the year. Some of this stuff is some things I picked up more recently. I didn't really curate this stack at all, but it looks like I've got mostly stuff from the used bookstore, although I do have quite a stack of Steelbooks, and there's a few newer retail stuff that's mixed in here as well. So with all that said, let's go ahead and jump into this collection update video. All right, first up is something that I just picked up at the beginning of this week, which is a movie called Trance, which is a Danny Boyle film. It's got James McAvoy and Rosario Dawson in it. Never seen it. Apparently it has something to do with an art heist and hypnosis. I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. It was only $2 at the used bookstore. Next up is a documentary, which I do like to pick up documentaries. I'm really building out my documentary section. Anyway, I've got March of the Penguins here, a classic documentary. It was like almost 20 years old or something like that at this point. Narrated by Morgan Freeman. I have not seen this since it came out. Have not seen it since then. Came across it at the used bookstore for $2. Again, I love filling out my documentary section, so happy to add this one to the collection. This one is one that I picked up at the beginning of this week as well, which is Overboard. That's right. I really like this one. Kurt Russell, Goldie Hawn. I haven't seen it in a little while, but I used to watch it a lot when it came on TV, and then I watched the unedited non-TV cut of the movie a few years back, and it was funny to see how much is really edited for the TV version. I have actually wanted to watch this one again, and I believe last time I wanted to see it, it wasn't on any of the streaming services that I have. I don't have as many streaming services as I used to because I own plenty of movies. I don't need to have as many, but regardless, I'm happy to pick this one up, add it to the collection. Far better than the remake that came out, which was awful in my opinion. But really looking forward to getting this one again. It was kind of higher priced, used at $10, but I did check on eBay and used prices are $10, $15 for this one. So, I was like, all right, well, I want to watch it. I'll go ahead and add it to collection. Next up is Muppets Treasure Island and Muppets, the Muppets Caper. Now, I barely remember the Muppet Caper. I've only seen that one time. However, Muppet Treasure Island is definitely one that I've seen many times. However, I've not gone back to watch these in a little while. I do really like the Muppets. And so I came across this one in the used bookstore for $6. So that's $3 per movie. Really great deal. Happy to add this one to the collection as well.
Thank you for making me a part of this.
This one I picked up. Another one. It was like $2. Conan. This is the Jason Momoa Conan. I think it was like 2014 or something like that. This one came out. It's kind of cheesy, but it's fun too. Just the sword and sorcery type of stuff. I only watched it one time, but I remember thinking, well, that was kind of cheesy fun. And again, for $2, I figured, you know what, I'll go ahead and add it to the collection. And the used bookstore had the slipcover, which doesn't always happen. So that was kind of cool. Another one I got, Transporter. I actually thought I already owned this one, but apparently I didn't. I'm glad I went in and picked it up. Another one that was $2. I'm not a huge fan of the Transporter series. I do remember the first one, and the third one. I remember not liking the second one that much. And then there was Transporter Reloaded, which was the fourth one, which I didn't even bother with. But anyway, for $2, happy to pick this one, put it up with in my action movies. Definitely one that for an action section, I feel like you at least need the first Transporter. So happy to pick that one up. Another one from used bookstore for $2. King Arthur. Again, another one. I've only seen this one time. I was like, you know what? I kind of want to watch that again, give it another shot. Some of these kind of like mid-level cheesy movies from back in the day, when you go back and watch them, you're like, yeah, that's kind of mid, but it kind of goes up a point or two compared to some of the more recent stuff that we've been getting. So maybe that's the scenario. It was from the used bookstore, but it is still wrapped. So whoever owned this before never even opened it. So that was kind of weird. But anyway, do you guys even remember King Arthur? I mean, you got Keira Knightley and Mr. Fantastic in this one. Not Pedro Pascal, Mr. Fantastic either. 2005 Fantastic Four, Mr. Fantastic. So anyway, another one I've got, which it's still wrapped up, is Teen Titans Go to the Movies. Not really a fan of the Teen Titans Go TV series. I was a fan of the original Teen Titans series that was on whenever I was a kid. But the Teen Titans Go movies, maybe it's because they're a little bit more concise. I just find them kind of more fun. I've only seen this one time. I did like the Teen Titans versus Teen Titans Go movie. I thought that was kind of fun. And, I did watch this one time. I thought it was okay. But again, it was like brand new steel seal for $2. I mean, I couldn't really pass that one up. Another comedy. I've been really filling out my comedy section recently. Due Date. Never seen Due Date. Zach Galifianakis and Robert Downey Jr. on this one. I remember the trailers when it came out. Never got around to seeing it. I've actually been picking up a lot of comedies that I've never seen, but are pretty big comedies. So anyway, happy to add this one in the collection. And I think I only paid like $1 for this one. Yeah, it was $1.
Take your hat off, boy. That's $1 bill.
$1. That's it. So you know what? Add that one to the collection. Another used one I got, which is a movie that I thought I already owned and I really love, Kung Fu Hustle. I love Kung Fu Hustle. It's so great. It's so much fun. The action in it, the comedy, it's just so good. If you like Kung Fu Hustle, I'd also recommend Journey to the West, which is also really good and has the same style of humor. I really do like this one. If you've never seen this, definitely get around to checking it out. I got a Blu-ray 3D, Piranha 3D, and it's funny because it has this like clear packaging, which you don't see very often. I feel like there's supposed to be maybe an insert that's missing here. I bought this used that maybe has water or something that actually adds to this, but it is kind of strange. That was kind of odd. But I only paid $3 for it. I do have Blu-ray 3D, and I do like watching 3D movies. I already own this movie Piranha on regular Blu-ray, but I don't know. I just figured I'd go ahead and get it anyway. And it's the type of movie that's like super cheesy and in a fun, bad way to watch with some friends. So we've also got Blade 2.
There's only been one Blade.
I want to say the trilogy Blu-ray was out, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, I came across this one at the used bookstore. It was $5. Went ahead and added this one to it. I know I picked up the first Blade as well. I don't see it in my stack over here. It's probably one of my back stack. Another movie we got here, Bridge of Spies from the used bookstore, $3 for this one. I've never seen Bridge of Spies. It's a Steven Spielberg movie. Definitely interested in checking this one out at some point. And then I picked up for 95 cents. I picked up The Legend of Korra, book 2. I really loved The Last Airbender animated TV show. Didn't really get into Korra too much. I watched the first season. I thought it was okay. The second season, I didn't think was that great. And by the ending of it, made me not want to watch it anymore. So I didn't watch it anymore. But anyway, it was 95 cents. I figured, yeah, sure, I'll go and pick it up. Maybe I'll give it another shot sometime down the line. I don't know. Now, this movie I actually like quite a bit. It's a Richard Linklater movie, Boyhood. It is the type of movie that I don't know if I should have bought because I watched it one time and I was like, that was an interesting experience and I liked it, but I don't know if it's the type of movie that I'm going to go back and watch. But I came across it for $2. I figured if I ever did want to go back and watch it again and it wasn't on streaming or something like that, because this is definitely the type of movie that might not be on streaming down the line, for $2, I'll go ahead and pick it up now and maybe eventually down the line I will revisit it again. But if you've never heard of Boyhood, basically what he did was he hired the actors and then shot the whole movie over like 10-year period. So you see the actual actor grow up in the movie. And the narrative is kind of interesting. The whole movie's kind of interesting conceptually, even though the narrative's not very clear a lot of times. This is an interesting experiment.
It is interesting.
Worth a watch, in my opinion, even if it is a little bit too long. Also got Don Juan, another one from the used bookstore, $3 for this one. Never seen Don Juan, Scarlett Johansson, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt's in this one. Actually, after I picked it up, somebody recommended this and actually said, hey, that's actually a pretty interesting movie. So I was like, okay, cool. Well, I picked it up, so, $3. First DVD in this collection update, I've got The Lost Room. Now, The Lost Room is a movie, or is a mini-series mini TV series that came out. I want to say 2007 or something like that. It came out when I worked at Blockbuster. I actually rented it at Blockbuster, and when I worked there. So whenever I came across this at the used bookstore for $1, I was like, I barely remembered it. Like I triggered a memory of seeing it on the new release wall and renting it and watching it. I remember aspects of it. But it's interesting because here's the description of it. So a mysterious event in the Sunshine Motel caused ordinary things in room 10 to transform into indestructible objects with extraordinary powers. And basically the whole mystery is like different groups and people are trying to find their way back to this room or find objects from this room that have made it out into the world. Pretty interesting concept. Again, I remember liking it, but I brain dumped it all until I came across it again. And it did have a Blu-ray release, so that's another one of those things. It's like it's strapped on DVD, and it was brand new. It still got the security tag on it and everything for $1. So that was a pretty nice pickup. All right, looks like we're moving into a little stack of Steelbooks here. We've got Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, and this is probably my favorite out of the three. I love all three of them, obviously, but if I had to just pick one, maybe this one's my favorite. And I already own this movie. I own multiple different Blu-rays, DVDs, and 4K. But you know what? I came across the used bookstore. How much did I pay for it? $4. I've always loved this poster. I've got a full movie-sized poster signed by some of the actors that's on display in the other room. And you know what? I figured, hey, $4 Steelbook of Lord of the Rings. Do I need the disc? No. But I'll pay $4 for the packaging, apparently, which is what I did. And this one was actually gifted to me. Another Lord of the Rings Fellowship of the Ring. Now, this was previously released as a Steelbook pack for the 4K release. However, that Steelbook box set sold out of pre-orders and never came really back into stock. So the 4K set that I have is the basic 4K set. And some people don't like that 4K set. Some people talk about a green tint to it. But you know what? What they started doing was this year they started releasing the individual Steelbooks that were originally from that set, so you can buy them individually. And a friend bought me this, and I already have 4K, as I said. But it's a really great art. This is my favorite out of the three. So if this is the only one that I have, I'm really hyped that I was gifted this. Not something I would buy for myself since I already have the 4K. But happy to be gifted that one. That's for sure.
Hold it right there.
Another Steelbook I picked up. I picked this one up brand new earlier this year, and that was Sleepy Hollow on 4K. Now, there was another 4K Steelbook that released that sold out. It came with like a fold-out book or something like that. But this was the other one that came out for the 25th anniversary of Sleepy Hollow. We've got Halloween around the corner. Happy that I had picked this up earlier in this year because it's definitely one that I like watching around Halloween. It's become more of a Halloween mainstay for me the last couple years. But I don't know if it was last year or the year before. I was trying to find it. I didn't own it, and I didn't find it on any streaming service. So I was kind of like, oh, well, I definitely need to get it. So definitely happy to pick this one up. Add the collection, especially with Halloween right around the corner. Another one I picked up the beginning of the year, and this is probably at the top of my Steelbooks list. At the end of every year, I do, well, I wouldn't say every year. Last year I did this, and I plan on doing it this year. I do two lists. One is my top 20 picks for what I picked up during the year, and one is the top 10 Steelbooks. And this one's going to be one of the top ones, Constantine. And this shows you how backlogged I am with my collection update, because this came out the beginning of the year, and I'm just now getting around to sharing it with you guys. It's been in my stack of stuff to do a collection update since then. I love the design of this. The debossing all the way around on this is great. This 4K transfer is amazing. It's I'd never seen Constantine, not all the way through. I only saw parts of it on TV. So picking this up was kind of like, you know what? I want to give the movie a fair shake. I really liked it, to be honest. I liked it a lot more than what I expected. The 4K looked great. The Steelbook looks great. Yeah, really love this one. Really love it. Another one I got, this one was gifted to me. Probably not one I would pick up. Loki. You know what? the MCU shows were massive disappointments for me, just like the latest phases of the MCU. There are parts of Loki that I like. There are parts that I hate. Would I ever go back and rewatch it? I don't know, to be honest. If I did, I would probably fast forward through half of the show, because I liked about half of it, or maybe a little less than half, and the other half I hated. So you know what? But I will say, as I said before when I talked about these in earlier videos when they came out, the artist is great. I love the art for the Steelbooks. So visually, the Steelbook looks great. And again, this was gifted to me, so I'm definitely not going to complain about having it and added it to the collection. And this one was gifted to me as well. It's still wrapped up. WandaVision, another show that, like, the first couple episodes I really dug, and then as the show went on, it got worse and worse. The ending's terrible, and the sword stuff is bad in this. However, the stuff that leans into these sitcoms shifting from episode to episode, that's fun. It's just the overall mystery and the messaging of the end of this show is not very good. But again, I think the art looks great. Like, these are great looking Steelbooks. I just wish the shows were better. But anyway, that one was gifted to me as well. And another Steelbook that was gifted to me was Transformers, the movie. This is the original Transformers movie.
Transformers, the movie.
I've actually never watched this all the way through. I know what happens in a lot of it because of people talking about it, and from parts of it that I've seen throughout the years, either from watching parts of the movie or from seeing parts of it on YouTube. But yeah, this is a really cool looking Steelbook. There's lots of little subtle details in here with like little glyphs that kind of pick up more in person. Some gloss pops and stuff like that. It's a really great looking Steelbook. It looks a lot better in hand probably than it does on screen. But really happy to have been gifted this one, because I didn't own Transformers the movie. Next up is a classic late 90s movie that, if you were a Nickelodeon fan, or the fan of Nickelodeon movies, you'll remember this one, Clock Stoppers. Anytime I think about Clock Stoppers, I think about Blink 182. That's what I think about. The soundtrack is very of the era. So this actually came out in 2002. I don't know why I was thinking this was late 90s. It's pretty close to the late 90s, but 2002 is when this one came out. I remember getting this one on VHS whenever I was younger. I got it from Blockbuster Previously Used. And you know what? I remembered having fun with it. It's one of those movies that when I go back and rewatch it, I just kind of like the soundtrack. The rest of the movie is kind of whatever, I guess. It's very of the era. But this one I actually just kind of drunk ordered on Amazon one night. I was talking with some buddies, and we were talking about different 90s music videos and stuff like that, and we talked about Blink 182, and I was like, I'm gonna order Clock Stoppers, and I just ordered it, and it showed up a couple days later. Now I have it in my hand. Next up is one that I picked up for 95 cents at the used bookstore, and actually just watched this one a couple months ago. And there's a lot of people who kind of debate whether the one with Ray Stevenson, which is this one, who he passed away a couple years last year. I don't know why I was saying a couple. I'm pretty sure it was last year. All the times running together. Anyway, people debate on whether this is better than the first Punisher with Thomas Jane. I like this one because it's more cheesy, over the top. The gore is kind of weird. Some of the stuff in here, they shoot like some parkour people. There's some goofy stuff in this, but it's like in a fun kind of cheesy way. So I prefer Warzone personally. Again, 95 cents. Happy to add that one to the collection. Another one I got for the comedy section, Your Highness. I only saw this one time. I remember a scene with Natalie Portman. That's what I remember about this. I don't remember anything else. So anyway, $2, added it to the collection, put it in with the comedies. And I've also got this pack right here with Star Trek Day just happening and the 30th anniversary of Voyager happening this year. I went ahead and finally picked up the DVD. We've got a very slim chance to none that we're ever going to get a Blu-ray of this, unfortunately. So I just was like, all right, let me go ahead and pick the DVD up. I picked it up a couple months ago. It was on sale for $55, which is pretty good. $55, all 7 seasons. This concludes me owning all of the Star Trek series, at least all the Star Trek series that I want to own. I've already got Deep Space Nine. I've got the original Star Trek on Blu-ray. I've got TNG on Blu-ray. So, and I've also got Enterprise on Blu-ray. So this was the final one that I needed. And I love Voyager. It's always been one of my favorites. I think it's very underrated. I don't know why it took me so long to go ahead and pick this up. I don't know why this is the last one I picked up out of all of the Star Trek series, from TOS to Enterprise. But it is, and I'm glad I went and picked this up. The box, the packaging for this is pretty cheap. What I've done with the previous ones is pulled all these discs out, and I made custom cases. So maybe I should do a video sharing with you guys. But anyway, so yeah, Star Trek Voyager for Star Trek Day. And finally, let's close it out by talking about this Steelbook, the Italian Job. Now, I already got Italian Job on 4K. However, I did come across this one from the used bookstore. I paid $3 for it. It's not actually a Steelbook. It's a metal pack. The difference is you see how it splits there in the spine. That makes it a metal pack and not a Steelbook. This was obviously one of the early ones. I believe this was a Target exclusive when it came out. And the only reason why I know that is because I have Super 8 that's a metal pack in the same style as this. So happy to pick this one up, add it to the collection for $3. Really, really cool looking thing. So anyway, so that concludes the collection update. I have so many more stacks I really need to get through, but we'll save that for next month. We'll go ahead and end it there before it gets too long. I want to thank everybody for sticking around on this video. If you liked this video, please consider subscribing for more collection updates. And we also talk about all the new releases that are coming out at the beginning of each month. So if you're interested in that, in physical media, sometimes I talk about other things on the channel, Star Trek, sci-fi, all that stuff. But regardless, I just want to thank everybody for sticking around on this video. Thank you, subscribers. All of you are awesome. And if you like this video, please like, comment, share, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff, or don't. I'm not a beggar. I'm Geekshoe64, and I'll always tell you the truth.